home, come back after your game or your match. I'll see you back in the clinic in a couple days. I do all their treatment. Maybe we dry needle, we do some soft tissue work, any joint moves we might need, checking the back and the hip for issues contributing to why this is this way. Do your glute strengthening, whatever you're gonna do. And if this needs some support, often what I'm having them do with this is they're doing submersion ice, right? So they got to dunk at home. So you could leave with this on. The issue is they're going to go home and dunk for the couple days in a row. The water, this can only take so much water. So depending on what severity they're at, if they're in that early, really acute phase, the ice is really more important, right? Ice and, you know, if you're doing any scraping or you're telling them, teaching them how to do their own scraping and stuff like that, the ice is more important. But as they're coming out of that phase, if they just need a little bit of support here, you could do just a kinesio tape while they're doing like their exercises. So you're supporting this area instead of doing this whole big wrap, okay? The wrap really would be more for if they're going to play. So what we want to do is kind of measure not past her knee, over the foot. With kinesio tape, you just want to think of origin, insertion. We roll our edges. You don't necessarily need spray, but you could use it, especially if you're not going to see them for a few days and they're going to be doing their exercises and things like that. You might want to add a layer of spray. And then what they're going to do is go onto a stretch. We want that tissue to be nicely stretched. If I sprayed, you have to make sure this is clean. There's no lotions or oils or anything that could compromise the tape, that it would pop up. I kind of go just into the foot. I don't necessarily need to do all the little tendons. And then you would do an inhibition. So that just means paper off, no stretch. And you would follow the line. It's a smidge long on her, so I'm gonna just, this happens in the clinic. Now, to activate the glue on the kinesio, you want to give that a nice little rub to get it warm under your hand, and now the glue is starting to adhere. Okay, so that's just a nice supportive way to help the muscle as you're getting into that subacute phase. Now, if she's into the subacute phase and we don't need inhibition anymore, it doesn't really need support in that manner, it needs more of a boost with the muscle, I could have put 25 to 50% stretch into the kinesio as I laid it down. To accommodate for that stretch, I needed to have a shorter piece, all right, because I would have gone really long on her. Okay, so it's just a nice way. Inhibition is 0 to 25 or 0 to 15% or paper off. Anything that's facilitatory is like 25 to 50%. So you would see more of the waveform that is on the kinesio. So here's your waveform. Here's like 25 to 50. You see how the waveform is starting to separate. Here's like 50 to 75, and here's 75 to max, 100% stretch, okay? So as you get into your stabilizing, blocking mechanisms for kinesio, you would use more stretch. But inhibition is paper off, no stretch. 25 to 50, you start to see that waveform starting, and anything more than that's 50 and above, okay? So once you kind of have that principle down with kinesio, you can tape anything through the whole body. You just need to know the origin and the insertion of the muscle tendon complex that you're taping, okay? Those are your basic principles. So I'll let you guys, if you want to practice this today, otherwise you'll have more time as we do other We'll do gastroc soleus next week. You can practice this at that time, okay? But at least you're starting to think about next levels of tape. Okay, good. We good?